Hi cereal eaters, and welcome to another edition of What's in the Box. So what have we got this time? Well, if you've been checking out the cereal aisle recently, you'll see there's this new cereal, allegedly. This is Kellogg's Cornflakes chocolate flavour. Let's do a taste test. So I guess the first thing you'll notice about this cereal box is the fact that it's in this very eco-friendly sort of plain non-glossy cardboard. But you've got Cornelius the cockerel there, and obviously the new logo. And on the back, oh my god, how boring. All we've got is this sort of health stuff around high in fibre and all those other vitamins. And then they obviously, Kellogg's source their corn responsibly, they roll it, and then they add goodness. And you'll see at the bottom there, we've actually got the ingredients. And I thought it might be interesting to compare the ingredients now with what they were 20 years ago, because of course since then we've had all the government legislation around salt and sugar content and so forth. Anyway, that's the packet as it currently stands. This is how it looked in 1998, so you'll see it's totally different. You've obviously got a much smaller Cornelius there, but it's much brighter. You'll see some of the adverts that I featured at the very end sort of seem to be aimed at kids. I think this shows the transition that Kellogg's are making now to try and target this very much for adults, because then they don't have quite so many legal loopholes to sort of overcome. But anyway, that's the cereal as it was, and you'll see it's called Choco Flakes. And on this particular one, again tying in with the advert, Chock-a-doodle-doo. And I'll show you this one as well. This is from 2002, so a few years later, and you'll see here they've actually decided to rebrand it Choco Cornflakes. And again, very clearly they're targeting this at kids, because here we had the free toon tags, which if you've not already seen, I've featured on What's in the Box already, so do check that one out. But there were actually loads of other cereal offers in between this, again with lots of free gifts. Now, what was really interesting in 2002 is that Kellogg's decided to stop actually branding this as Choco Cornflakes, and then actually made them Frosty Chocolates. And again, I've added some adverts at the very end of this just to show what they're like. But you'll see here, again, targeted, I would have said, more at kids at that time, even though Frosties is now classed as more of an adult cereal. So that's enough for the history lesson. Let's get on with the taste test. So we'll open this up. I'll get my cereal bowl. Of course, it's got to be a cornflakes one, and the spoon. Oh my god. These look absolutely disgusting, because they're just not coated in chocolate. It's almost as if they've been half covered, and I don't know, they look really strange. Not what I was expecting at all. Especially as I was saying earlier, when I looked at these, they were actually fully covered in chocolate. So let's do the taste test. Well, first impressions, they are very crunchy. They've certainly kept the crispness of it. It's got a hint of chocolate. It tastes slightly burnt, actually. It's not as nice as I remember. I mean, when I used to have these 20 years ago, it really did taste like total chocolate all over the actual cornflake. But again, I guess this is probably a bit reminiscent of the change when they went from Cocoa Pops to reduced flavoured Cocoa Pops. It just doesn't really work, and I don't know, maybe my taste palette needs to get used to it. I don't know. It might be different if I've got milk in it, but first impressions, I'm not really that keen. I think it really is a tough one, though, in terms of trying to reproduce the flavour of something as it used to be, but with less sugar, because clearly my recollections of this was with loads of sugar on top of it. So yeah, not a great fan of that one, I'm afraid. I thought it would be worth having a look at the ingredients though. So I've actually done a sort of quick comparison of the two here, and you can see that obviously maize is the main ingredient for both of these, which is fine. Sugar is still there. Well, it must be less on this new one. Then you've now got barley malt extract and oligofrostia, whatever that is, And then fat reduced cocoa powder, 5.5%. Whereas previously we had milk chocolate, salt, malt flavouring and cocoa powder. So they've really reduced on the salt, they've really reduced on the milk chocolate, and they've obviously gone to reduced fat cocoa powder as well. So all of that must have had a massive impact on the actual taste of these, I think. So yeah, great shame. I was going to say I wouldn't really class these as new, but I suppose it's a new flavour and it's definitely different from what it was. So I think Kellogg's can have that one, but I certainly won't be buying this one in the shops again. So great shame really, but I don't know, maybe I'm just harping back for the past.
Kellogg's new Choco Flakes.
Thanks, Dad.
Original Kellogg's Cornflakes and the delicious taste of real milk chocolate irresistibly combined to create an unmistakable, taste bud trembling, choco-tastic crunch. But get in there quick, because they stay wonderfully crispy and totally milk chocolate to the very last flake. Kellogg's new Choco Flakes. They're chock-a-doodle-doo.
Kellogg's Choco Cornflakes, the world's favourite cornflakes combined with real milk chocolate, and low fat too. They're chock-a-doodle-doo!
Flake, Flake, come to the dark side, Flake. New Kellogg's Frosties Chocolate. Discover the dark side.
I'm alive! I'm alive! It's a miracle! Oh no! Oh no! Help! No!
New Kellogg's Frosties Chocolate. Discover the dark side.
As always, if you're interested in this and other cereal items, then please subscribe to this channel, like and share it, or visit my website cerealoffers.com. Click on Kellogg's and then Cornflakes.